Wilbert,
Yes, sir.
thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Much love.
Yeah.
Much love. So we have your book here, Negotiate Like a Pro. Can you dive into that and what's it all about?
Well, all right. So, negotiation is something that everyone needs, right?
Mm,
You need negotiation at your home, with your family, at work, and just everywhere. Even getting a taxi, you need to negotiate.
mm,
Probably talking to the taxi cab, right?
yeah.
You're like, oh, I need to go from point A to point B, and the taxi cab like $200, $300. You need to negotiate that. All right, I'm going to have you take me to this place and then bring me back. So the basic thing in negotiation is finding both party interests.
Mm,
Because take for instance, like the taxi cab situation. This taxi is taking you to a distance that he's not going to get passenger to come back, right?
mm,
So he's going to double the fare to go and come. So if he tells him that I'm going to ride with you, go there, spend 30 minutes, and then come back with you, he's going to definitely lower the price, right? So you just negotiate a deal with a taxi cab and make a deal going smooth. Take for instance, you guys want to go to the gym. You have two other friends that want to go on the beach. What can you tell them to be able for you guys to have everything in order? Look, guys, I think we can go to the gym first. After the gym, we can go on the beach and then relax and chill and then have some coconut water and stuff like that. So in everything you have to negotiate. Once you wake up from your bed, even going about your own schedule, you have to negotiate in your mind. I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and you have to set your priorities. So negotiation is something that you do every day.
it's non-stop.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's
24/7.
non-stop,
It's a
non-stop.
24/7 sale. It's a
Exactly.
sale.
Yeah.
Certainly. How did you pick up the skills in negotiating? How have you improved your skills in negotiating?
All right. So I started negotiation from a backstage, right? At an early age, back in grade school,
Mm,
I started doing a lot of negotiation. When we have a function, I would probably tell my friends, let's go and do our homework. Let's study first before we go and do this play, right? Because when we come up from this play, we are going to be tired, fatigued. We are
mm,
not going to study with our books and then come back to class the next day and be able to make a mark. So I've done a lot of negotiation backstage, business deal, most especially business deal,
mm.
and all of that. So it's why we focus this book on, mostly on business deal. So you have a lot of negotiation skills and tips in this book that is going to elevate your negotiation skills to a very high level.
Mm. What are the one or two or three like philosophies that are the most valuable in your book or you have
All right,
to
you can
give us?
take you can take this. The first one, you need to understand the person you are going to negotiate with,
Mm,
or whichever party you are going to negotiate with. You need to understand their needs. What are those breaking points?
mm,
What can you pull through? Negotiation is not a stalemate that you just go one way. You have
mm,
to definitely give in and give out. And you should always be prepared at a point in time that the negotiation is going to break. It's going to break up. Either party going to walk out, but you still have to keep that moving and bringing the other party back to the table to be able to
mm,
find a deal. Like if you're having a peace deal, if you have a border situation, that this border, you have this country and the next country, they are having some misunderstanding over border issue. What can you do? Because you have citizens on this point, you have citizens on this point. These both parties, they are intermarried. They do a lot of things together, do business together. They trade from one border to the next border. So closing that border, you are going to create a stalemate for your people. Your economy is going to drop from one end. So what is the important that you can get from carrying on a peaceful negotiation instead of going to war?
mm.
So these are things that every government, every institution, every business need to take into consideration.
Yeah. But like specifically, what is some of the most valuable points that you've picked up throughout your negotiating career?
All right, so if you want me to give the whole book out, but I'll do that. So you ever said during every negotiation, I mentioned that earlier, right? You need to find that breaking point. What is that breaking point? Understanding the next party. When you understand the next party, and sometimes you need to speak in a way that sends a message to the opponent, or you don't say opponent in negotiation. That's one great mistake. You need to send a message, indirect message to the next party that we are going to reach at this point. So I want you to be prepared. And I've noticed for negotiation a lot of time that you always have to be prepared for the unforeseen. You always have to be prepared. You come to this negotiation and something pop up on the table. What can you do to be able to kill that stalemate? Those are key points that you always need to take into consideration.
Objections.
So when the objections come, at most, you need to find a way to settle that amicably, because I don't want to break this tape. Let me tell you, let me give you 3 points on getting someone to say the answer to something. Take, for instance, we have a situation here, right? That I got this bottle of water. This bottle of water, you want half of this bottle of water, and I don't want to give it to you. What can you do to convince me to share this water with you? It's something you have to think about.
Leverage.
Exactly. You have to leverage both ends. So what can you do? You keep going. Sometimes you go to a negotiation for months, for years. You can't find a solution. So what happened is you just ask this person, the other party, what can we do? Because it's this party that keep horning and crowing about this thing. So you need to ask them, what can we do?
Yes.
To share this water.
Yes.
What can we do to solve this
make
problem?
It happen, to
make it happen.
Yeah.
Most definitely, the other party is going to come up with the answer. All along, they know the answer in the head, right? But how to put it out, how to speak it out, it has always been an issue in negotiation. So for every time you say, well, I understand everything you have said, but what can we do? And that party is going to give you the option and problem solve.
I'm with you. But how about if they come back with an option that is not in your best interest?
Negotiation continue.
Yes.
So it's not in your best interest. In everything, negotiation is not a win game.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. Both ends, right? Both ends need to give in and give out. So it's not a win-win game that I must win. I must have this bottle of water. Everything belongs to me. No, you have to give in and give out. You have to be flexible. In negotiation, you always have to go back on terms. Key point you asked about, key point in negotiation is to stay truthful to the negotiation. To any negotiation, you need to stay truthful, because why it does, if you don't stay truthful to that negotiation, the other party found out that you are holding something back, it gives them that feeling of distrust. They are not going to trust you. They are not going to share information with you. So key point in negotiation is to stay truthful from the beginning. Share information. Be open.
Yeah.
It's not, don't think another party is going to use your being open, being truthful against you. You need to stay truthful.
Yeah. What do you feel about being ready to be able to leave the negotiation and say, right, no, it's not going to work, and move out? Or what's your view on that?
All right. So at that point, you have a stalemate. So I mentioned that when you always have a stalemate in a negotiation, you need to find a way to bring the next party back to the table, because these things happen all the time and you cannot avoid them. It happens all the time. So when you get to that point, you don't walk away from the table too. You have to be there, craft things with your team.
Creativity.
Creativity. What you're going to do to bring the other party back to the table. You cannot just say, well, they walk away and I'm going to walk away. What happened? problem is not solved. Like the philosopher, Paul Master, he said, you don't see a difficult problem, right? So once you recognize it's a problem, it can be solved. So there is no difficult problem. The thing is to recognize that it's a problem. Once the recognition is there, you have a solution. It's just the step in getting the solution that you need to follow. And this book provides all of that.
How do you like distinguish how much focus you're putting into, like, say, one opportunity or one sale compared to another sale, sort of thing? When do you say, like, right, this sale, I'm putting too much effort into this one, I should pivot onto another opportunity? How do you distinguish that? Do you have like some sort of set out guidelines that, like, I call or message this person 5 times, and if they haven't got back to me, I leave it and go on to another sale?
So when you talk about sale, right? You talk about sale is strategies in business that you need to go about. So how do you go about the strategies? You don't want to keep blocking your customer. So always leave an open space. So you send this person an email. You give them a phone call. You leave them on the phone. Hey, hi, I'm calling over from blah, 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 blah. All right, great. So when can you call us back? We have sent you all of the options that we have for you. When can you look at the option and call us back? You have to give the person a breathing space. You have to give a prospective customer a breathing space. You don't buckle them. Oh, we got this good deal. We got this 50% deal. We got this 70% deal. It creates something in the mind that, why these people keep forcing me into this? I came to the store. I went to the business place to get something done. You just have to put the options on the table and leave it up to them.
One thing that, like, is going through my mind is you have to ask yourself is, how much do you want the sale? How much is that sale worth for you?
Well, the sales can mean everything to you. If your business is going under, right, and this customer is walking and want to pump in $1 million into your business by getting a sales or buying something for you, your product, your service, or whatever, and you really need this money, what you need to do is to find out what that customer need. You need to meet the customer need. That's the most important thing. Once you meet the customer need, the sales is good.
Yes. What's your view? Let's move on a little bit. What's your view on, like, opportunity and, like, problems, and how did you previously look at problems and challenges in your life long time ago, okay, to how you view problems and opportunities in your later, like,
all right,
the current days?
So it's easy, right? So you ever said opportunities, a little man will see opportunity as a problem, but in the business world, every problem is an opportunity for a businessman. So that's how it's termed, right? So a little man see this as a problem. He's going to run away from it. But a businessman sees that as an opportunity to get involved and solve that problem. The whole world is made of this. Once you can solve problem, you're good to go.
Yes.
Once you can solve problem, you're good to go. We have the Internet of Things, right? You sit on Facebook, you can chat with someone any part of the world. You got all these messaging apps, right? So once you solve problems, you're good to go. We got a project coming up for kids, right? We have fun opportunity with kids, grade school kids, when it comes to all these AI and stuff that is going on, right? So we just found that we stem that as a great opportunity. It's not a problem. Kids want to get back to reading the books the old school way. They want to get back to being able to think in their mind, to answer problems, answer questions. It's not going to ChatGPT and everything. They don't want to rely on that. So people seeing AI as a problem that is coming up and that is going to humbuck the future. But it's a great opportunity in AI that is going to leverage the market for educators.
So let's go back into your younger days. So, like, when you was a child, okay, can you give me an example of when you looked at a problem or as a problem? you know, and it was too much for you and you was overwhelmed. You with me? And then share with me your epiphany moments or the epiphany things that sparked your brain to go, right, no, this is not a problem. This is an opportunity to grow. You with me?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. So, you ever say that carried me way back, right? I come from a big family, right? So I have a lot of uncles, cousins, older ones that were doing business, doing well in the business. And I used to see every time they have three of them travel, they would go out there and then bring clothes for the brothers, the cousin, and all of that.
Go from there.
Yeah. So
From the USA or?
yeah, from the States.
Yeah.
So I like, what can I do to be able to get closer to my bigger brothers? What can I do to be able to get this money? They were all nice to me, right? When it comes to schooling and everything, they were all very nice to me. So I saw that as opportunity. So I talked to one of them, like, I don't want to mention a name, like that. So he was traveling and then I asked him to bring me. At the time we had this sneakers, N1, right? You remember N1 sneakers?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so we had N1. So I asked him to bring me few N1 sneakers. And he's like, dude, it's expensive. I'm not going to get you N1 sneakers. I wanted 3 pairs of N1 sneakers. And what had him concerned was the size that I wanted wasn't my size. So he wanted to know what I wanted to do with those sneakers. I want to sell them. I said, to who? I said, I'm going to go on the basketball court and I'm going to sell these sneakers. Like, these sneakers are like 150, 175. All right. He bought those sneakers, and guess who bought the sneakers for me? His same cousin bought the sneakers for me. Thereafter, I started to buy clothes from Lebanon. I started to buy clothes from Lebanon. I had these Lebanese guys that would bring these clothes to Liberia to me, and then I started to sell to them. So I saw that they used to like fashion, they used to like things, like clothes. So I saw that as an opportunity to be able to sell, to sustain myself instead of getting handout from them. And they turned to like me a lot. And eventually I got employed in one of them company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
great stuff. How old was you then?
At the time I was 21.
Okay.
2021.
Okay, great stuff. Can you go even further back to like maybe like one of your biggest challenges in your life that you've had to overcome that at the time overwhelmed you?
What can I think of? Are we taking a break? Wow. Well, great. I have to go deep.
Yeah, this is one of my most popular questions because
Yeah.
the most challenging and rock bottom moments of my life have brought out the best in me. Not for a short time. It took a while for me to heal and overcome them. But those are the most powerful, like, epiphany moments that I've had to elevate my character.
Maybe I think I have a little bit of soft life here,
Yeah.
but I can really crack down on something real hard. So whatever say. I was leaving high school. All right. So let me take this. It was leaving high school, right? So I'm this kind of person that want to do 2-3 things at the same time.
Yes.
Right?
I'm very much like that. As
Yeah,
well.
so I'm in high school and then we have some issues and school was closed, right? Some government issue. The school got closed. So how can I solve that? Is to be able to talk to my parents that, well, I need to travel. I need to leave other year because in my head, like, I felt age was leaving me behind. I was getting older. It was just something in my head, right? I was very young, but it was something in my head that, oh, I'm getting older. If this thing is going to continue for a very long time, I'm not going to be able to enter college as I want to.
What was continuing?
So we had a stalemate, right, in my country back home.
Libya.
In Africa.
Africa, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a stalemate that government was destabilized. So schools were closed. So in that stalemate, it went up to a year. I just lost a year of my life. So my mom was always there for me. She was like, nothing is happening to you.
How old was you?
16, 17.
Okay, and what did you do in that year period?
So that year period, nothing much was done. Sit home, read, at times play.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
sit home, read, at times play.
Yeah.
And it was so bulking on me. It was so much
Mm.
on me that I told my mom, I need to get out of here. I need to travel. I need to go somewhere else. And I need to go to school.
Mm.
So what happens was my age factor. My age played a big role in that, right? Leaving the country alone, traveling to go to school, she didn't want that. But eventually we had to do that. And the greatest thing was to make my mother proud,
Yes.
to make my parents proud. So I went out there, I studied, make my mark as usual, came back home and did not get in trouble.
Where did you go?
Oh, I don't want to mention that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you was in Libya,
Yeah, Liberia.
Liberia.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in Liberia and then I went to Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
from Liberia I went to Ghana and then.
Okay, and then how did you make the move to the USA?
It was in 2000, 2010.
Got you.
Yeah, 2010.
Oh, okay. So what I'll get from that is like you was a little bit paralyzed for the year.
Yeah, for a
Are
year.
you with me?
Yeah.
You was in a position that you wasn't getting as much as you wanted from life.
Yeah.
You know, so
Exactly.
the problem, the opportunity wasn't there for you, you know, and then suddenly something sparked and you had enough and you had to fly.
It seemed like what happened during COVID, right? A lot of kids, they got their mind blown up, and some kids even did the worst of themselves during COVID because they couldn't take that. They wasn't getting along with their friends.
Mm.
They wasn't having classes, and everything was so bad for them. So
Overwhelmed.
yeah, they were very
Overwhelmed. So that's
overwhelmed.
when you're focusing so much on the problem instead of looking for
a solution.
the solution and the opportunity.
Yeah. So at the time, the mind working did not know, because there are times in life, right? At a very young age, you don't know that whenever you have a situation, there's a solution, right? You only focus on the problem.
Mm.
You don't focus on the steps in which you can solve those problems.
Mm.
So you only focus, I have this problem in front of me. That's just your focus.
Mm.
But you're not thinking of the solution. But as you get older, you get to understand, all right, I have this problem. What can I do to avoid this from happening again? I need to solve this problem first. And once I'm able to solve this problem, I'm not going to take the same route.
Some people don't learn though. Some people don't learn. You know, like you just said, when you get older,
yeah,
you know, it took me a long time to have that view on appreciating the opportunities and the challenges as, like I said, opportunities to grow. You with me? How do you inspire people to change that mindset from a problem-based view on their life situation to an opportunity base?
All right. So, hey, a lot of things have to play there. The person background plays a lot. How they grew up, people that they associate themselves with, their friends, their environment, it plays a lot on them. I tell every young person doing some of my trainings, right? I tell every young person, you need to have a mentor, you need to have a coach in your life. So the coach is there. The mentor is someone that you reach out to once, twice a year. You can reach out to that mentor. Depends on your mentor schedule, right? You can reach him once a month, twice a month, and he'll be able to guide you through so many processes that he himself has been through. If you want to start up a business, take for instance, you want to start a business, and you found this. Let me go with the water scenario, right? There's a water shortage in your environment. How can you be able to solve that problem? If you have a mentor that is involved into that business, it's very easy for you to get along, because he or she is going to show you all of the steps to go through that you're going to have your company, your small business set up in a twinkle of an eye. But what happens if you don't have any mentor, you don't have a coach, you have to do all the thinking by yourself. And that's when you get stuck in a place that you just, oh, it's a problem here. We don't have water. It's a problem here. We don't have water. But then leaving that comfort zone, most time people get comfortable in whichever situation they're in. They're like, oh, wow, it's just how it's meant to be.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
they
Oh,
just stay in
throwing
that,
their hands
yeah,
up.
yeah. They just stay in that zone,
Totally.
which is something
And
a
that's
lot
when
of
you
people.
stop looking for the solution.
Exactly.
So ask yourself, how much effort and how much focus are you putting into the problem or the solution?
So what you need to do is always get someone that have been there. But it's hard to reach people at times, right? Some people are very busy. So if you want to get this mentor, this coach, you need to make that sacrifice. If you don't make that sacrifice, you can't. Like you have a very tight schedule. You have a very busy schedule. You go about doing trainings all around, right? So how can someone reach you for you to be the coach, for you to be the mentor? Sometimes you need to sacrifice.
Certainly, but it's not, you don't specifically need to outreach to someone and have one-on-one. The information's there. The information is all there.
Well, we have the information. We have the information everywhere on social media. You can go to the YouTube and all of that. But here is the more crucial part here. Here's what happens. Once you get this information, they need to be filtered. The information from the internet are not filtered.
But you can have all the information in the world.
You can,
not, if you're not
how to
applying it,
no, you need to know how to apply
and
them.
having someone with you working,
guiding you to do the
being
process.
accountable. Yeah.
Guiding you to do the process.
Certainly.
So I'll tell every young person, everyone that want to move a step forward, you need to have a mentor, you need to have a coach, you need to have someone that will guide you to do the process. And you don't need to prove something to your mentor. You don't need to prove something to your mentor. A coach is someone that you with like every day or two, you with that person. But you don't need to prove anything to your mentor. You talk to your mentor once a month, and he tells you, go and do X, Y, Z. To do that process, you are doing that and you don't accomplish what you have shared with him to accomplish. You go back to him, tell him, I didn't accomplish this in 3 months. And then tell him what was the obstacles that you faced, right? Because he did that or she did that, and he or she did not face that obstacle. They just went ahead and everything was smooth, right? But they are still your mentor. So what happens? It's an open box for the both of you. So he will know how to solve that problem more faster than you, and he's going to tell you, pick up the phone, call this person, listen up. I want this on your shelf. I want this on your shelf. Problem solved. That's why you always need a mentor.
What do you feel is one of the biggest obstacles to get someone to reach out and ask for the help?
One of the biggest obstacles is being shy. A lot of people are shy. A lot of people are afraid to reach out. A lot of people. It's somehow, it goes back to the environment where they grew up and all of that. It plays a major impact on them. So getting out there, being exposed is something you need to put yourself into. It's something you need to get into. If you don't go out, if you don't do outreach, if you don't attend functions, seminars, workshop, you won't have that broader mind. You won't have that broader space to be able to interact with a lot of people, because it's only at the functions you get to meet people. You get to meet those people that you're going to spend thousands of dollars to talk to, thousands of dollars to meet. It's at the functions. It's easy to get in contact with them. And one thing you should always remember, whenever you are talking to someone that you've been wishing to have the opportunity to talk with them, make sure you go to the point. So there's something called the elevator pitch, right? You should talk within 15 seconds, within 30 seconds, because that person have a lot of things on the plate, right? You need to spark up a conversation, something that will interest them. So you always need to do that.
Yeah, a lot of it for me, I feel it's outside your outside people's comfort zone. You know, if you've not been to a workshop, you've not had a coach, you've not had a mentor, it's not inside your comfort zone. You with me? Your comfort zone is to just get by and do what you feel
It's right or
is
necessary.
right for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And growth don't come like that, right?
And it's
They
an
need-
ego. It's an ego thing as well.
Yeah.
You with me to say, right, I'm going to put myself in this fire. Right, I'm going to start a workshop. I'm going to start a podcast,
Mhm.
and no matter how many people watch it, I'm going to put my ego on the side, you know, and I'm going to put it out there, whether I look silly or not, whatever. Drop it, roll the dice, rather than sitting there with your dice, with your bullets in the chamber, and not shooting a thing.
And yeah, what's
You know,
happening- yeah,
it's
yeah.
I would much prefer to get rejected by a girl, yeah,
Mhm.
and look absolutely ridiculous, than let her walk away. And not in the back of my mind for the next half an hour, I'm thinking, "Oh, what could have happened? Do not know. Do not know. You're taking the power. You're taking the power and going, right, I'm gonna roll it.
So you have that, right? A lot of guys, right? They see a girl, they just admire her, right?
Mm.
Just from the outlook, the outward.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
admire her. They are afraid to approach her. They're
yeah.
afraid to speak with her.
And
and
I'm not saying I'll do it every time.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not at all. Do you know what I mean? But
But
yeah,
a lot of guys,
the ratios,
yeah, it's high.
the
It's
ratios getting a lot higher. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you just got to continue to ask yourself: is are you improving on jumping outside that comfort zone,
Comfort zone.
more often? Sorry, carry on.
Like you just mentioned starting a podcast, having 10 people, having 50 people, having 1,000 people watching your podcast. What is most important is doing it over and over and again. You improve on that. Most definitely, you're going to improve on that. And once you do it consistently, your style, your technique, everything is going to improve.
Mm.
Another thing you need to take into consideration is not just sticking that, all right, I think I know I can do a broadcast very well. I'm good. You always have to learn from other people that have been involved, that have been into it to give you growth. And I tell students most often, right? When you read something, read it to yourself, go to your friend, read it to your friend, and practice with your friend. Once you
Yes.
practice with someone, it's stuck into your head. So it's the cognizant way of remembering things, right?
Mm.
You say something, you read something, you practice it in front of someone. You can start out with a mirror in the room. You wake up in the morning, you practice in front of a mirror, and you go to a friend and you practice that thing with that friend.
Teach it.
Yeah,
Teach
you
it. Don't
teaching it
don't just take the knowledge and use it for yourself.
for yourself.
Put it out there.
You can't even get the best of it if you just want to use it for yourself.
Mm.
You have to put it out there
Into
and-
practice.
Yeah,
and
yeah, and then you're
give
going
it
to get the
someone
best
else.
of it. Yeah.
Certainly. So go back into your childhood. Where was you born?
Liberia.
Liberia.
Yeah.
Wow. And how was Liberia growing up?
Very fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, very fantastic. Like Akon said, right? The land is so fresh and green.
Yeah.
So very fantastic. Everything is from the soil. You have good food. Everything is organic. It's not the generic organic.
Yes.
It's everything is organic. Yeah.
And then go through the timeline of when you've traveled to the USA
All right. So
and Nigeria. You mentioned
no, Ghana.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ghana. Okay,
Yeah. So
sorry.
yeah, but I've been all over
Africa.
Africa. I've been
Okay.
all over Africa. So growing up, I've always been this person that want to reach out, want to help, want to save. There was a time in my life, right at a very young age, that I thought I could save the world. Yeah. I just thought I could save the world.
Oh,
Like
really, bro.
seriously.
I'm totally with you. I have that in me as well.
Yeah, I thought I could save the world. So reading history, being a student of history at the time, so we had the League of Nations before we had the United Nations and all of that. So I was like, why all of these entities are not working? Why we don't have peace? It was one of my main focus. I still focus on it though, right? But it was one of my main focus. Why we don't have peace? Why we have the breakup of the League of Nations? Why we have the United Nations and we don't have peace? So what can we do? Are we young, too young to start up something? Are we going to start something to tell the older folks that this can work? Because at times, you see the problem like this in your head, right? And you know these guys are older. They just need to do this, and this problem is solved. Why they are not doing it? So it was something that was on my mind, and then I started moving from Liberia to Senegal to Ghana to Niger. And I was just all over the place with this very organization, finding peace and TED talk with students, with my peers, and all of that. That fast forward, went to the US. Well, it was kind of established a little to some extent, right? So I felt that this place is not where I belong, right? They have things in place to understand, even though they have their own challenges and all of that. So let me get back to where I think the problems are to help it solve the problem. So those have been some of the things that have been on my mind for early childhood. Peace. Peace. I really love peace.
Great to hear,
Yeah, I
man.
really
It's
love
great
peace.
to hear. How long have you been in Thailand?
So I've been back and forth in Thailand for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been back and forth in Thailand for 2 years.
Okay.
It's kind of nice. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's nice.
Back forward from Libya and US.
No, from Liberia
Mm.
to Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, from Liberia to
Okay.
Thailand. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
How does it compare?
Well, infrastructure wise, Thailand is good. Yeah, infrastructure wise, Thailand is good. They make you a lot of strides. The laws are being implemented. That's one of the most important things I found between this country. I shouldn't say the whole of Asia, right? This country and then Liberia. Let me be specific to my country, Liberia, right? So the laws are in place. So in psychology, right, it tells you what deters a person from committing crime and what deters a person from doing something negative. It's not the person. It's not putting them in jail that is going to deter them from committing crime. What deter a person from committing crime is that the law is going to take due course, meaning you're going to get punished. Whatever it is, you are going to get punished. So sending someone to prison does not deter them from committing crime. What deter them from committing crime is knowing that the law is going to work.
Okay. Okay. Let's hit on like your public speaking career and how did you get into that?
So I got into public speaking from grade school again.
Okay.
Yeah. So we used to lead. It's something back in Liberia we call devotion, right? At the start of the school day, you all gather, stand in queue, very queues, and then go about doing your normal ritual as a student, right? Singing your national anthems, saying a prayer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you do all of that. Like if you go to the movies here in Thailand, before the movie start, you have to stand up for the anthem to play, right? So similar thing.
Okay.
So leadership started from grade school. So back in the class, yeah, used to cause noise at times, sometimes, but I always wanted us to be attentive when the teacher or professor is there. I wanted us to be attentive. So I always found a way to talk to my guys. I always used to like to be among the guys, not so much controlling the guys, right? But to be among maybe one in the hour head and say like, God, let's listen.
Yeah,
and, after the lecture,
let's push things forward in a positive way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
lecture,
Let's not waste our time.
Exactly. So leadership started from that. And then to the very smaller organizations in the community, I started talking to people and I would always get this applause that, oh, you're smart. So I'm like, what did I say there?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything that, oh, you're smart. Yeah, you're smart. Oh, merchant, you're smart. Oh, merchant, you're smart. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's something. So people say you are born with leadership, but I think leadership is something that can be created. You can cultivate. Leadership can be cultivated. So if you decide to be a leader, there are so many things you need to put in place, so many things you need to learn. So, and then it falls back on public speaking, right? Public speaking is something like having phobia. Like you got, I don't know how many persons you got looking at the podcast right now, right? So a lot of people will be in the self and they kind of shy and all of that. But it have to do a lot of with yourself being able to get to the microphone, talk to the microphone. Some people are comfortable speaking with the microphone, but when they get in front of the large crowd, they are very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So there are techniques and styles that you need to put in place to take away the phobia. So some people have section, but we have a very special section that we do to help you kill that adrenaline, help you kill that phobia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can you give us some ideas?
All right, so let me just give you the most simple one. Shake up.
Shake up.
Yeah. Before you walk in this room for this podcast,
Oh, okay.
you like take that deep breath 3 times. Tell yourself, look, I can do that.
Yeah.
Do it. I can do it. Shake up, shake up, shake up, shake up. And you're good to go. And you come for the podcast, you kill, and then stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about what you are going to say that is going to be right. Stop judging your thoughts before you speak them out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, just speak up.
You're present. You're not present when you're thinking about what other people are going to think about it.
On the thing about what you are saying.
You're not.
You are not present.
You're losing focus.
Yeah.
Interesting. One thing that you said there that I don't hear it from many people at all, that you was a positive student around your classmates. You with me? What you said there, you was a good inspiration at school to say, right, come on guys, let's not waste our time. Let's get knowledgeable.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful thing.
Even when I enter college, right, I met other guys. Most of them are lawyers, entrepreneurs and all of that. So when I enter college, we had a situation on campus that we had student politics cut off. So I was kind of friendly with administration, right? Because I knew a lot of people that were in the administration from the church. So I got a church background, all of that. I'm a church boy. So I was able to mitigate between the student council and the administration for us to have politics back on campus. Because you can't be teaching political science at a college, at a university, and then the students are not practicing politics. How does that work? So I was able to mitigate that between the student body and then the student council and then the administration. Like I tell people nowadays, you don't want someone standing in front of a class in the classroom teaching business that don't have any business.
Yes.
So if you go to read your MBA, you don't want someone standing in front of you teaching you business and don't have any business. What is he teaching you? He just teaching you things from the book. But we want people in the classroom that have businesses running that will be able to tell you this is how it works.
Real life experience. Yes, in game.
Yeah,
in game.
Those are the people that we need to be teaching MBA. It's not just because you're a professor or you've been in the field forever. We need real business people teaching businesses in all of these universities and colleges.
Certainly. Let's go to negotiating with yourself. How do you improve your negotiating with yourself, or what are some of the exercises that or self-talk processes that you go through to improve your negotiating with yourself to make the correct decisions that you should be making?
So I have a timeline. I put a timeline to everything. Like I'm sitting here, if I open my Google Calendar, you will see what I'm going to be doing on December 31st. I can sit there and tell you what I'm going to be doing on December 31st.
Yes.
I know schedule change at times, right? But for most part of the year, for the past 6-7 years, for the most part of the year, everything I have on my calendar is achieved. So what I do, I set up my priorities. What are those things that are important for me to do now? What are those things that are important for me to do tomorrow? What are those things that are important for me to do in the future? And then I don't buck myself up with a lot of work. There are some things that I just need to make a phone call and have it done. So you need to, while negotiating with yourself, you need to set up your priorities.
Yes.
If you don't know your priorities, things are going to be all tuned up for you for the day. for the month, for the year. So you need to set up your priorities.
One exercise that I do with my clients and I do with myself is I ask them, if I gave you a magic wand right now, in the next 5-10 years, what would be your most grandiose goal you can accomplish?
Yeah, so in the next 5 years, I want to have 3 more establishments, right? And then leverage those establishments to the team, to a team that is going to manage them. Like my first business in Asia that I established, I talk to the business like twice a month. I don't need to be there. So you always need to build a team. Once you build a team, you will have the team handle everything. It started with you, your vision, but you need to bring people on the table that have the same vision with you. And you need to have people that want to see that vision work.
Structure.
So my magic wand, if I had that in my hand right now, is to have 3 different establishments. Because
totally with you. So you have a North Star where you're planning to go. That would be 15. Okay. Then you've got 10 to 15 steps before then that will help you accomplish that big one.
Yeah. So people have this vision in like I tell people that people that have vision, right? They are always awake. But people that have dream, they have the big dream. You have to be asleep before you dream, right? No one sit up and dream. So
fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Yeah. So you have to be asleep before you dream. So if you have a dream, I always tell people you need to wake up.
Yeah,
you need to have vision.
Yes,
you don't need dream.
Yes.
You don't need
so
dream.
What's the difference with a dream? Someone sitting there and going, one day I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
To another person that has a vision. And
wake up. That person is going to wake up, get on the road, get things started. Whatever difficulty they face there, they are going to work on it.
Steps forward. Steps forward. You're not sitting still.
No.
There's no stagnation.
No.
You're either learning or winning.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I hear you. Philosophies, Wilbert. Let's dive into some of your philosophies. What are some of the most powerful and epiphany moments of like a certain philosophy that you've picked up from maybe some of your heroes, some of your family members or friends, or something that you hold on to that has made a big impact in your life?
So, here is it. I have shared this with a lot of people and sometimes they laugh at me, right?
Yeah.
So, one of my greatest philosophers is like, I tell people always say, there was this song by this Nigerian artist, I can't get his name right, and he used the F word, who never fucked up, who never like make mistake before. And I'm like, oh guys, we were going on a trip to play a football game, right? Soccer. So, and people were in the car and then talking, and people are like, I never messed up before. And everybody like, oh, shut up. All that. So there was this guy that said, all right, can we hear what you mean by that? What did you say that? I said, I never messed up before because I never been here before. I've never lived before. It's my first time living. I know other people say they have been reincarnated and all of that. But for me, I've never lived before. It's my first time coming to this planet, Earth. So everything I'm doing here, I'm learning. So I've never messed up. I've never fucked up. I am just learning. I'm going through a process.
Yeah.
It's a process I'm going through. But what happens along the way and what I do with what happened along the way, that's what you're going to consider I made a mistake before. Because if I want to go through that door, the only way to go through that door is to open the door and go through, right? So a lot of people go and hit the mirror. You know, sometimes you have the glass in front of you, and some people are walking, boop, they put the mirror, right?
Yeah.
And then everything splashed down. So you think the next time that person is going towards that point, you think they're going to do the same thing? No. So the first time they had that encounter, it wasn't a failure. They didn't mess up. No, it wasn't a failure. They just did not know how to get through that door. So once you know how to get through that door, the next time it's going to be easy. Put it on up and go up.
But some people struggle and don't pick themselves up after that.
Uh-huh.
You with me? Some people get knocked. Some people get heartbroken. Some people's business goes flat,
Yeah.
dead.
Mm.
You with me?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't heal and recover and grow from it.
I had a situation just when I started, right?
Mm.
And when I started in Cambodia, I had this situation. So business wasn't coming, business wasn't moving. We have just started. So business wasn't moving, and I put in everything I have, all the resources I have, I've put in everything. Make sure I did my market research. I conducted a good survey, everything, but things wasn't just working as I expected, right? So what did I do? I pulled down staff, told my staff, we have to cut down staff. And some of them were really generous with me. They said, we're going to be here, we're going to stay here until it works. We know you have put in a lot, we're going to stay with you, and we're going to make sure that this works. So that brought that feeling in me. It was like rebirth. So I picked up the phone, texted the landlord, and like, I think I'm going to be moving out at this time. Can you give me a month or two to move out because I'm facing this problem, this problem. I'm going to solve it, but I cannot put a timeline to it. And the landlord was very generous to me. Merchant, stay there. Whenever you can pay us, let us know. And that was one of the movement in my life that I like, thank God. And I went from there, couple of months, things start to move. That today, we have done a lot, we have achieved a lot, and we're good to go.
Nice, nice. It's that resilience.
It's that resilience that kept me moving. And then from the staff, right? From the staff, most of them, well, we're not going to go, we're going to stay here. We had nowhere else to go. You have made this like a family. Because when you want to build a team, you just don't want anyone on the team. You want a team member that is there willing to play, willing to score, willing to make that mark. You just don't want anyone, oh, you're my friend, come and join me. Oh, you this person, come and join me. No, you need people to bring in value to whatever you are doing.
Certainly. What is one word that, like, maybe like one day you're feeling a little bit low on energy, or like, what is one word that fires you up? One word.
What would be that one word? Okay. I think I've grown my mind. It's a mental game, right? I've grown myself, like, even if I shouldn't say depression, right? But if I just feel low, like, probably I used to like working out, but too much business surgery, I haven't put in time. So I go to the gym. I just go to the gym, put my beat on my head, and then just do few exercise. Yeah, I'm okay. When it comes to that one word, like, the word is not any.
Pardon?
The word is not any.
Not any.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is, when I'm in that moment, what comes to my mind that if I'm thinking deep and I don't have the solution there, right? So I like, wow, the war is not ending, just chill. Just chill.
Okay, well, so like mine is like urgency. You know, it was passion. You know, that's passion. I need some sort of passion to get me going in anything. You with me? Now this year I've switched it to urgency. You with me?
Okay.
But isn't there like, or maybe like one word that describes your character? Because you're very like focused, easygoing, and like seems like you just can absorb problems, and you know, is there anything that you can think of?
So when I'm doing something, having a project, right, and I get stuck, I just take time out. At most time, it's just like, hey, merchant, relax, take time out. You will solve it. And once I do that, if I get back to the drawing board, I'm good to go. That problem is solved. Once I do that, once I take that time off, it's like, merchant, take a deep breath, relax. Sometimes I have a project now. I have a project that I want to have done by the 29th of this month,
Mm.
which is just 2 days.
Mm.
So I've been battling with that 5 days. I have not started the project yet. But before walking in here, it just came to my mind like, this is it. 1, 2, 3. And that problem is solved. I'm seeing it now that that problem is solved. Because
Yes.
as I'm walking out of this studio, I'm going to sit down, get on my computer, and that problem is
You're
solved.
good to go.
Yeah.
What was holding you back from attacking the?
From attacking the problem was resources and then finding the right person
Mm.
or people to have it done.
Mm.
So those were the two issues that I had. Finding the resources
Mm.
and the people to have the work done.
Mm.
So over the past 5 days, I have gathered the people to have the work done. It's just to get the resources.
Okay. Who are some of your heroes that have inspired you to be an author?
So one person could be the first person could be Nelson Mandela.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Nelson Mandela. And I follow him a whole lot. I call him grandfather. yeah, yeah.
Lovely.
I call him grandfather.
You've got a lot. I feel like you've got a lot of his spirit in you, brother.
Yeah.
You're such a peaceful guy.
Fortunately, he and I was born the same day. yeah, yeah.
On the same.
The same day, not the same year.
The same actual day.
The same actual day, July 18th. Am I right?
No. Oh no. Oh right. Yeah, but
July 18th.
what year? Different year. Though,
yeah, different years. Yeah, oh, come on. different years. Different years. Yeah. So I've seen his spirit, right? He have this peaceful spirit.
Yes.
He was a very peaceful man because what he went through for all those years to come back to his people. And some people in his inner circle wanted revenge and said, no, we can't live like that. We need to have peace. We are all one. We are all brothers and sisters here. We need to have peace. And resilience is something that have kept me. And there was never a day that he spoke and you did not get something from his speech. There was never a day. And he was a very smooth, nice grandfather. So there are positive things that I mimic for him, right? So I tell people at most time, this person is your mentor, but you don't have to take all of the attribute. Okay, so you take the positive thing for them. You can have 3, 4, 5 mentors. It's no problem because you want the very best of all of those people. But yet you still have to be yourself. You still have to be yourself.
100%.
So I choose peace in everything I do. I just choose peace. I just like smooth. Even when I walk very smooth.
Yes. Well, that's solution, isn't it? When you're at war and the problem and like to get someone back, like when someone triggers you, like if someone messages you or you've got a problem to like attack it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Instead of looking at the solution, peace.
Yeah, peace. Yeah. So sometimes you're going through a deal or negotiation with someone, just shoot you a message. I tell people like, once that message is not fun, it's not a message to make you happy. Take a deep breath. Read the message. You can send a short note.
Yeah.
Note it.
Pardon?
You can send a short note to that person, like note it. And the person just received that message.
Noted.
And
that
person will just like they send you all of the bad words and everything, right? And you just said noted.
Boom. Yeah. You've kept your character intact.
You kept your calm.
You've kept your peace intact. Their peace.
So then they start to check off what's happening.
Yeah.
Is he angry? What's going on with him? And then after, you can take 15, 20 minutes. Some people need to take longer time. You can take a day. And then you reply that message. Take everything that makes sense out of that message and reply them. Yeah. And just let the peace to go on.
Rather than snowballing.
Yeah, snowballing.
Have you heard of the pain body? Pain body. So like, say one person is like angry. They've sent you an angry message. Yeah. That's their pain body.
Yeah.
Their frustration, their anger.
Yeah.
Trying to feed your pain body.
Yeah. Exactly, right? So it's a transfer of aggression.
Yes. If you haven't like trained yourself
Yourself.
to have the control and awareness to say, right, I can feel and sense this person is frustrated and angry. Now I can throw more pain and anger and frustration, and it can blaze.
It blaze the
Yeah?
fuse.
Or I
Put the
can go,
fuse.
right, I'm going to project and predict in the future. Now, if I send this message, that's going to happen. Let's not do that.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
sure.
just say noted. Like you just say,
Yeah,
noted.
noted.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know.
Noted, yeah.
What's the solution? How are we going to overcome the problem?
That's why I said earlier.
Yeah.